What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here, PackersNews.com. I'm here with Michael Cohen of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, looking at the Packers specialists. Clearly, there's one guy who probably doesn't need to worry much about this draft, and that's Mason Crosby. But if you look at the punter in Justin Vogel, Michael, is he secure? I mean, he had a good rookie season. I don't think there's any doubt there. But do you think there's a possibility they could still bring in some competition?
I think if they were to bring in any competition, it might be an undrafted guy, when they try to fill out the 90-man roster. But by and large, I think Justin Vogel is the guy that they like and the guy that they want to give another opportunity to because of how well he played. A guy that comes from a really warm weather climate like he did in Miami to then produce a season where he played as solidly as he did with only 2 touchbacks throughout the entire season and a leg that was, big enough to set the franchise net punting record. I don't think there's any doubt that they view him, as a guy that is potentially the long-term answer. Now, there's always the scenarios where they bring in another guy for more motivational reasons than actual roster competition. So that could be a scenario to watch, but I would be shocked if Justin Vogel is not the day one punter for the Green Bay Packers next fall.
Now, another kind of ongoing saga, if you will, regarding the specialists, especially last year, was at the long snapping spot. And obviously, we know Brett Good has been in and out and in and out. Are they finally going to break this cycle? Is there anybody on the horizon, maybe probably not a draft pick, but is there anybody that they could be looking at?
Well, when I wrote my story on the long snappers, I got dizzy trying to figure out all the guys that they've brought in over the last 2 years. And I think, I heard from a source that you were the next guy on their list. I don't know if they got the invitation out there, but I think you were next if anything else went wrong. But, you look at the long snapper position, and basically what the Packers have tried to do is get younger and more athletic. Brett Good's best trait was his accuracy, and then his second best trait was his consistency. But the problem was that he didn't give enough athleticism in terms of assisting during coverage. So one of the guys that the Packers have reportedly expressed interest in is Tanner Carew, who was the only long snapper invited to the Combine earlier this year. And Carew is a guy that had multiple tackles. I think he finished with 5 in 4 years at Oregon. But more importantly, when he was allowed to basically cover as much as he wanted in the Senior Bowl, he played really well and had 2 tackles there. Now, there's some speculation that Carew is good enough to get drafted, which we have seen over the last few years. There have been some long snappers to go in round 6 or 7. And who knows, maybe with 12 picks, Brian Gutekunst thinks he can burn one on a guy that maybe they believe is a long snapper for the next decade. But it's definitely an area that I expect them to at least address through undrafted free agents at the very least. And you never know. Maybe they'll throw a curveball and take Carew in the 7th round if he's still there.
There you go. All the latest on the Packers specialists from Michael Cohen. Make sure you're reading his stuff at PackersNews.com. For Michael, I'm Aaron. We'll talk to you soon.